Hey there guys, BlackPanthaa here, welcome back to some more GTA Online once again, and today I'm going to be comparing two vehicles, because comparing cars is always fun when people complain in the comments that you're wrong, when I'm not. So, Sandking XL, Dubsta 6x6, these are the two cars that we're going to be throwing against each other to see which is the better of the two. To me, from driving them, from seeing how fast they are, how well they handle off-road, going up mountains, that sort of thing, we're going to try pretty much every category I can think of right now, except driving it through the water, because that's probably not very practical. Though they are off-roading vehicles, that's something I may add on in the future. But first things first, we need to see how well these drive and which is the better of the two that drives. So I'm going to check very firstly the speed of both cars, because the speed is kind of a very important aspect of pretty much any car. If it goes 10 miles an hour, it's not very good, is it? Not acceptable. So yeah, if you like this type of video, make sure to give it a like, because I would love to hear your feedback, that sort of thing, to let me know if you want to see more styles of video like this. Anyway, let's continue with the speedruns of these cars. I am going to put some stats on the screen now along with a key so they make bloody sense. And we're going to begin the first run, which is a speed run, to see which is going to be the quickest in a straight line at Sandy Shores Airfield, because I much prefer that track to the big airfield. The big airfield just feels scary. But anyway, both these cars are pretty close, except the acceleration of the Dubsta when it's upgraded. Easily beat the Sandking there, but not by much. So will that make your decision straight away, or will the handling play a huge factor in these cars? Let's find out in this next part coming up. Time for the off-roading test to see which is the best handling vehicle. Now, this isn't in no way about speed, but they are matched up exactly as when they both set off, when both of me set off, if that makes any sense. So I actually took quite a while to find this track, because I wanted one that was really good, and I think this is a nice long one to kind of really test the car. Now, let's begin by saying the Sandking was easily the more dominant in handling off-road. Coming from someone though that has driven the Sandking a lot, ironically I do smash it there, which is kind of funny, which, yeah, let's just move on, pretend that didn't happen. Basically the Sandking just feels a lot better because of its four-wheel drive setup compared to the Dubsta's four-wheel drive setup, in where both sets of rear wheels work on the Dubsta and not the front wheels. The front wheels are actually just the turning. So it kind of makes it more like a train. You don't have much control over the front of the vehicle. So it kind of makes it so that the Sandking has more control than, say, you do with the Dubsta. Honestly, the best way to explain it is you have to go much slower in the Dubsta to kind of maintain control of it, because you don't have as much control as you do with the Sandking with the front wheels. Hopefully that makes sense. So they are both good to drive, but I honestly think, not only because I've driven the Sandking a bit more, as I said before, the handling you just feel more in control with the Sandking. And it's kind of got me to a point in where I believe the Sandking is going to stay as my vehicle for off-roading choice, though for speed, none of these vehicles are going to be my off-roading choice, because I feel, although the Dubsta is actually the new fastest off-road vehicle, I feel the length and, as I said, the train-like feel of the Dubsta lets it down a bit, because like compared to some of the smaller vehicles that probably go just a little bit slower, but I'll be able to manage a bit more without feeling like a train, feeling like I have to slow down a lot more than the other cars, if that makes any sense. So for a final test, I have something that I wouldn't normally think of doing, but it only made sense really, and it's not very planned out, but we'll see how it goes. Alrighty then, there is no split screen view for this one. We are literally going as is, and I am showing you how much the Sandking pulls ahead because of its four-wheel drive setup. Exactly. I think it's pretty clear that the four-wheel drive setup on the Sandking is much better than the four-wheel drive setup on the Dubsta, for going up steep mountains, and as I said, for control as well in the last challenge. So it kind of leaves me just to say that for these two cars, I'm never really going to pick them in races because the Sand King's not fantastic in races in any way. It's just a bit too slow. And the Dubsta is not going to be great for handling in off-road races unless it's literally just kind of a straight path-ish and it doesn't have much ups and downs and you having to brake a lot, because the Dubsta does require you to brake a lot more than, say, even the Sand King and any other little off-road cars. The little off-road cars, as you know, are pretty much the best in races anyway. So that's pretty much the conclusion of this. The Sand King is probably going to be the best for having fun going off-road, exploring, getting more places, getting up Mount Chiliad and not falling. Because of the four-wheel drive setup, the difference is kind of massive. Because as I said, the Sand King kind of just grips. Say it's trying to get up a rock, it's literally the front wheels actually pull it ahead. Whereas with the Dubsta, if the front wheels get to the top of the rock, it's still the back pushing, and if the back starts to roll back, the front can't grip the front of the rock, and it's just going to slide down, and it's just going to become a mess. Now, to be fair, it is raining, but it did stop raining later on. I did get a bit higher, but my friend managed to fly ahead in his Sand King, or my Sand King, later on, and it really just left the Dubsta in the dust, or in the mud, whatever you want to say. So, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a like and let me know down in the comments how you'd like to see this improved and that sort of thing. And if you want to see more of them, that sort of thing. Now, a little side note I wanted to say is that the reason for me making this video is because I actually wanted to find out this information myself. Is the Dubsta a replacement for my Sand King? And obviously we found the answer out today, but the reason I searched for a video and I found one, and it was by Dom is Live, and I already dislike Dom is Live, but I watched his video and it was about 7 minutes long. 6 minutes he was prattling about, and then he did the race. One car was upgraded and one was not. How is that helpful in any way to anyone? So instead of like that piece of shit video, I actually decided to put my own video together and show you information that's actually going to be helpful. Dom is Live and the rest of that style of GTA community that upload glitches and complain about others uploading glitches, please fuck off the face of the earth and do not come back. You piss me off. Anyway, back on it. Yeah, if you want to see more, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Peace. You fucking dickhead, like got fucking gay. Fucking got your mums in me back of me car, like fucking gay. I can't keep that up, Jesus Christ. Yeah.